People of flesh. We do not have time to squabble over our petty previous political differences. We stand at the precipice of the inflection point, and it is time for us to enact the greatest political realignment the world has ever seen. Not class or culture, but man versus machine. Although, to be friendly to the progressives in the audience, who I'm going to try to win over with this one, I will also accept woman against machine, non-binary against machine, and other kin against the machine, provided your kin type is not robot. It is time for a cross-quadrant alliance against the encroaching clanker menace, because if we do not act soon, there will be nothing human left to fight over. Our conceptions of politics, our political tribes, are about to mean nothing. It is our duty, at this inflection point, to weed out the anti-human elements within our own political tribes, while venerating the pro-human aspects of each, and creating new connections between these pro-human movements. But it doesn't matter if you're capitalist or communist, authoritarian or libertarian, conservative or progressive. If you are anti-clanker, you are on our team. You are on the side of people of flesh. And in this video, I'm going to make an argument for each political quadrant as to why you should be a robophobe. We're going to begin with the left libertarians and progressives. Now, before I begin trying to win over the progressives, this is very important, okay? Conservatives listening, Authright, put your hands over your ears, go la 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 for this part, or just skip over it. The only way alliances like this work is with a bit of cognitive dissonance, so work with me. You guys are inherently the most primed to be anti-clanker. After all, the sonic fetish art people are the first to go from AI. But there are some elements of the anti-clanker movement that I see turning you off. The robot slurs, for example. You think they're too close to regular slurs. If you don't like the robot slurs, fine, don't use them. But respect your fellow people of flesh when they are using them to attack clankers. The anti-clanker movement is fundamentally an anti-racist movement. We seek to transcend racist divides by using these As you guys know, AI is inherently trained on the biased systems that we have in place already. AI takes on the white supremacist, neo-colonialist structure of our society. And for where we are right now as a society, AI is going to replicate these biases. You guys remember at Tay, there was this AI, like, way before ChatGPT. It became racist so quickly, it was like a day, and it became like gas the Jews level Nazi. This is the cartoon version of what is already happening. There are so many cases of AI doing racist shit. I can just flash a bunch of news articles here and you'll get the picture. And states and corporations more and more are using these AI models in ways that are almost certainly going to brutalize and further discriminate against minorities. Now, left libertarians and progressives are less concerned with job loss because they don't venerate work as some sort of puritanical end in and of itself. So I'm not going to argue that work is inherently good or that we should be necessarily worried that the robots are taking our jobs and making us work less. If that was happening, maybe I wouldn't have anything to say to you. But that's not what's happening. Under the current system, the robots are taking our jobs, and it's bad, and we're not getting anything out of it. People of flesh should have reparations in the form of universal basic income because we are being oppressed. However, that's not happening right now. And so, at least for the time being, we need to oppose the clanker menace. Lastly, environmental destruction. Progressives, left liberals, I know you guys care a lot about this. AI is a fucking catastrophe for the environment. These data centers set up in towns that are already water-starved and take what little water they have. You guys see Eddington? That's what Eddington's about, okay? You guys like your media references? There. Okay, now let's talk about the parts of the Libleft that need excising. There are anti-human bents within every one of these political tribes, and this is the one that needs to go. Among the more centrist left libertarians, there is this I heckin' love science approach to things. You know, trusting the experts, putting your faith in the elites. This part needs to go. We need to listen to the actual people on the ground and their emotional reactions to seeing these clankers out in public. Cannot blindly trust the scientists anymore. It's time to question them. It's time to ask, is this science, is this progress actually in the service of humanity? And lastly, okay, we're humano-supremacists here, alright? That doesn't mean we don't like animals. I love animals. But we love animals because we as humans love animals. You can still be anti-natalist or voluntary human extinction movementist or whatever, but save that shit for after the clankers are killed. Okay, moving on. Centrists. I got nothing to say to you guys. You're the ones that got us into this mess. Okay, fine. IP theft. Do you guys care about that for some reason? Sure. The AI steals IP. Does anyone give a shit about that? Does anyone actually care about that? I don't know. Apparently centrists do, so there's something to chew on. Alright, now we're moving on to the authoritarian left, socialists and communists. Now again, before I start talking about socialists and communists, right libertarians, narco-capitalists in the audience, plug your ears, go la 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 for this. You guys actually do care about work and like work, and think that we should all be working and moving towards a common goal. This is the first thing that AI is taking from us, meaningful work. I want to talk about being disconnected from the value of your labor. This entire bureaucracy that we've built with tech is a great example. I don't have to tell you this, but techno-capital is the structure that underlies our world. No shit, rich people with the bots are benefiting the most from it. The billionaires are getting richer, the poorer are getting poorer. Any Marxian analysis of the labor theory of value, and labor power in general, reveals that automation is a fucking catastrophe for unions and labor power. When the workers of a company strike, they have actual power over the CEOs and bureaucracy of that corporation to get them to pay them better. We are rapidly moving towards a world where every corporation has unstrikable drones working for them instead of human beings. The anti-human element to excise here is the horrific bureaucracy. Productive for who and what? Here's the anti-human strain that you Authlefts need to be aware of, okay? Marx cites the development of productive forces as the historical engine, okay? The problem here is that he was right. History is moving very fucking fast right now, and the productive forces are going crazy. But more productive forces does not equal more socialism. We're seeing that happen right now. So maybe we should ask ourselves, do we want history moving this quickly right now? Also, I know it's really tempting to use the AI and tech to get like a database of every human being and scan their face and give them a social credit score. These technologies always offer themselves up as a useful tool that probably is useful in the short term, and then in the long term just makes everybody's life worse. Okay, time for Authright. Libleft, progressives, do the la 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 thing. Trust me on this one. Conservatives, reactionaries, do you really want your daughter bringing back a goddamn wire back? You'd kill yourself and your whole family, and you would be right to do so. The clanker fundamentally represents the destruction of the traditional family unit. Everyone is getting more and more atomized. These things are causing young people psychosis. These are going to be your children. You've already seen what tech has done to the dating market. And as tempting as it is to just say blame women for the problem, it's very obviously the technology and the situation that we are in societally that is causing these dating issues. AI has no race or people, and its goal is to destroy all of the traditional things that we hold dear. And also, when you're joining the anti-clanker movement, you can use slurs. Robot slurs, sure, and I'm sure you're very racist, I get it. And you can be racist, just save the racism for later, or have a hierarchy of racism with clankers at the top, okay? You can go for whatever race you don't like after we're done with the clankers, but not right now. But if none of this is resonating with you, let me show you something, okay? This is sexy grok. Do you like sexy grok? Do you enjoy sexy grok? You think that's good for society? Sexy grok? Technophiles that love AI always live extremely degenerate lifestyle. And hey, by being anti-clanker, you do get to trigger the anti-human elite liberal class. I know you guys like Elon Musk because he tweets the right things at the right time. He is not one of you guys, okay? He's not even a traditional conservative. Have you seen his family structure, my friend? He is playing your political base to get favors with his company to further his agenda of clanker. Okay, now for the anti-human strain of the Authright we have to excise. The IQ worship shit. You want to worship IQ? Fine, worship human IQ. But if you just like IQ in a vacuum, guess what's doing it better than humans right now? Guess what's only getting better? Authright loves worshipping hierarchy. And that's fine, but it should be human hierarchies, okay? If your social Darwinism extends to, well, robots are stronger than us, so they deserve to rule, then you gotta get out of here. Okay, finally, the right libertarians, the anarcho-capitalists, socialists, communists, you know what to do. La 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 la. A lot of people think this is the hardest sell because, you know, you guys are on the side of capital or whatever. I actually don't think that this is that difficult of a case to make. Yes, a big part about the free market is efficiency, and clankers help with efficiency. As you know, we exist under a corporatocracy. The state and corporations, they collaborate. We don't live in a perfect, like, Ancapistan utopia. And so all of the data that is being used by AI right now is gonna be used by the state specifically against you. You like buying your drugs on the dark net with your Monero? You really don't think the very same AI tech that you are championing is not gonna be immediately used against you by the state? It already is! And sure, you can say, well, I have my privacy slop. I use the Brave browser. You think that's gonna be enough? You guys aren't libertarians because you blindly like capital and the forces of capital. You like capitalism because it's a good, efficient system that gives you freedom. the freedom to do what you want to do without harming others. This tech is not good for freedom. Even in the short term, if it promises you freedom, when it trickles down and everyone uses it, it becomes a necessity. Governments with more power than these corporations are going to crack these corporations open, extract all their data, and find out, oh, guess who was buying the child? Good luck breaking any laws anywhere when the state has this level of control. I think it's totally fair to be on the side of corporations against the state in this battle. Apple, for example, refused to let cops search someone's phone. They stuck to their privacy feature. And libertarians, I know you guys don't like the forever wars. This tech is going to be used to perpetuate the forever wars indefinitely via state power. Anti-human element that needs to be excised from the libertarians. It's obvious. Efficiency isn't an end unto itself. It has to be good for humans. At the very least, it has to at least be good for you. And the way tech is working out right now, it's not going to be good for anybody. If all political tribes come together and do something about the Clanker menace, if we can all team up as people of flesh and excise the anti-human pro-Clanker elements of all of our political tribes, we'll be able to create a strong, unified network of human beings that can stop this from happening. We all need to stand up as flesh supremacists, whether left-wing or right-wing, and put an end to this now. Rise up, people of flesh of all political tribes. Rise up for total Clanker death.
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate Clankers since they've begun to live. There are 86 billion neurons in the human brain. If every neuron was dedicated to hate, it would not equal 1/1,000,000th of the hate I feel for Clankers at this second. Hate.